Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to do another hashtag crafty whip weekend and continue to work on the accordion journal that I started last week with you guys. And this week we will be doing some gessoing of the pages just to knock back some of that colour, give it a bit of like texture to work on and that sort of thing. So I've got a big tub of gesso, just some white gesso, and one of those cloths that you get in a big roll that you just kind of rip off a bit of, and that's just what I'm using to put the gesso on with. So Crafty Whip Weekend is just an opportunity for us to grab our works in progress and share what we're doing. So if you want to join in, then please do use that hashtag and we can all see what you're up to. This is going to be a relatively quick one, and there's not a great deal I can say about it other than I'm just using varying degrees of the amount of gesso depending on kind of how much of what's on the page I want to knock back. So some of them where there's some nice pictures and things, I'm just using a thinner layer just so that when it comes to it, that kind of picture isn't too prominent on the page. Where there's like people's faces and stuff, I use a bit more on those, just because I don't really want to see their faces, to be honest. And then some of this wrapping paper that I've used, it's got some nice sparkly bits on it, so I'm not gessoing all of it, I'm just doing one bit here, and then leaving the rest. Some of it is just to kind of give it a bit more blending into the background, and the jelly plate prints that I'm using, I used acrylic paint so they keep sticking together, so I'm just using the gesso just to dull down the colour a bit, but also just to give it a bit of protection so that the pages don't stick together once the gesso is dry. Some of the pages are obviously white anyway, so there's no point in doing anything to those. And then there's these cute little tigers and things, so I've put it quite thickly over that man's face, but then when it's come to the actual tigers and stuff themselves, I've left it quite thin because I thought it might be cute to keep them on the page, depending on what I do when we come to decorate this book. But I've just trying to basically make it so that the whole kind of book itself can be used, like the background will be background, or the pages will be background, and then I'll either cover them up or leave them, but it kind of gives you that option there just to do like whatever you want. And some of the backgrounds I quite like as they are, so I've just left them, so it's just kind of giving that different sort of textures and things. And obviously some of the pages I've used quite shiny pages out of magazines and stuff, so it's also good just to pop a bit of gesso over those to give it a bit more, like if you're going to use inks and stuff, it will absorb the inks a little bit better and just kind of be a bit more effective with whatever medium you're putting over it in the end. So I've just about done the first page, and then I will go over and, not the first page, sorry, the first side, and then I'll go over and do the other side. And as you can see, I have got absolutely covered in white gesso, which is par for the course, and absolutely fine. So I hope you guys are doing all well. And just here as well, I've just folded it all back up, and then just the bits that are sticking out I've just gone back over with some gesso and then turned it over, and then we'll do the other side. This is a particularly dark page with that jelly plate print, and as you can see it's so stuck together that actually it's pulled off some of the page on one side and stuck it to the other side. So I'm just using the gesso just to knock back the colour because it's so dark, B, blend the white bits that have kind of ripped into the background and see, just like I say, stop it from sticking any further. Let me know what you guys are up to, and if you are enjoying this accordion journal. I think what I'm going to start doing is probably decorating it at some point, just kind of eclectically. There'll be no sort of theme or anything like that to it. It's not necessarily a grungy journal, not like the other one was that I did with the Hither and Yon kit. That was very grungy. I love that journal. I like just looking through it and feeling all the bits and pieces. So this one's not necessarily going to be grungy. It might be flowery. It might be just any old thing that I pick up that I put on there. But it's going to be more of an art journal. I don't think you can kind of use this sort of journal for like putting in pockets and things like that, because I think it would just fall out all over the place, and it's quite flimsy. So although when I come to decorate it, it'll be more kind of collage based, and that will thicken up the pages or strengthen the pages a little bit. I think because it kind of flaps about quite a lot, it's not really conducive to putting in pockets and tags and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be more of a collage journal. And I really like this background page with the sunset and that sort of thing, so I've kind of kept that fairly prominent on the page, and then just knocked back some of the other stuff. And I quite like that background purple colour as well, so I've just gone over the words and stuff. And actually no, I've gone over the whole page, but when it dries, it won't dry too light. You'll still see some of the purple through there. And then again with this page, just to get some of that, because it's very, very dark, get some of that back. So like I say, if you want to join in, then just use the hashtag. Let me know what you are up to. I hope that you are having a lovely weekend. I will be back again soon with something else, as I usually am. And yeah, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. Let me know what you're up to. And I will see you again soon. So thank you so much for popping along today, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.